Welcome to the podcast of School Beyond Limitations. In this podcast, you will learn how to guide your child through their school life with the intention to help them find their unique essence that will allow your daughter, your son to live a fulfilled and meaningful life. Hello, everyone. And welcome to School Beyond Limitations. Welcome to an interview with one of our wonderful students who is actually sitting in Bangladesh. And he's our first Asian student. So thank you for joining me in this interview, Nayeef. Thank you for coming along.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Excellent. Well, Nayeef, as I said before, he's joining us from Bangladesh, and it was really an interesting journey with Nayeef. He absolutely desired to become part of School Beyond Limitations. And now, Nayeef, I would like to ask you the following. Where did, first of all, this desire come from, and where did you find out about School Beyond Limitations?
Well, me and my dad was actually searching in Google about some schools, and there I got to notice this school, and then I read about this school, I read everything, and I got a special interest in it, and I've shared it to my dad, and he also got a special interest, and we were then very eager to read here, and my dad also wanted to send me into this school. The way this school teaches and the education system is really cool. I mean, this school has personalized learning uh, possibilities and also lots of opportunities. We get to share our thoughts openly to the peers, and also the teachers are really great here. They always collaborate and cooperate us, and also are very friendly.
Excellent. So this is what you are experiencing now, but before you just read about it, right? But so you did undergo research on internet. Was it difficult to find out about? I mean, you probably found out about many different schools, right? It was not only School Beyond Limitations, but how and why did you then end up feeling so attracted by School Beyond Limitations in the first place?
Well, this school, the main thing that grabbed my attention is this school values the interest what a student wants, like what a student is wanting to work on. And this school also values each and every student's own talents, because this school also believes that uniqueness is in everywhere and is in everyone. So this is something which grabbed my attention basically, and also this school is super cool with the teaching, because we have our mental lessons also in every week, and also this school is open to appreciate each and every one of us, whatever we do.
Thank you, Naif. So this seems to actually reflect the wording of what School Beyond Limitations actually says on their website, right? What we preach. Are you saying that what is written on the website and what is actually also promoted, so to say, to the outer world is taking place, is implemented in the field? Because very often, as we all know, right, there are wonderful words out there, and we can read so many wonderful things about certain institutions, and then you walk into those institutions and maybe it's not necessarily put into practice. So do you see it put into practice nearly one-on-one, or do you think that it's worse or better in reality? How would you evaluate that?
Actually, when I first read about it, it felt to me very interesting and also very inspiring. And when I joined, I felt it like it's way more better than what's written in the page of school school's page or in Google. Because now I work with teachers, and I've been here for more than a month, and I work with the teachers and also my peers. They're really very, very helpful to each other, and we have a very good connections outside lessons and also during the lessons. So it seems super great.
Thank you. Wow, that's interesting. And Naif, you are actually meeting with the students only in quotation marks online. And you were just saying that you are still also meeting your peers outside of lessons. So, how would you describe your experience in an online setting? Do you have the perception of being so far apart from, geographically speaking, from one another? Or do you more have this kind of sensation and perception that you actually form a real class context, a real, bonded, collaborative class, class setting? What would you say?
Like, yeah, that's a little bit of difference from the virtual and the physical classes, but it seems pretty much the same to me because in the class we see it, and here also we see it in our own room and in our own country. That's the only difference, and we talk to each other like we did in the classes. We do the lessons, we do the projects, so it's pretty much the same as the physical and the virtual. And I guess there's no difference in virtual and physical while we are connecting to each other, because now everything is on technologies, right? Like everything is technology, so we need to build up more ideas about these technologies instead of the traditional schools, I would suggest.
And emotionally speaking, how is it with that? Do you have the perception to actually be connected to your peers, although they may be thousands of kilometers away from you? How does
Yeah,
that
right.
feel?
Maybe we don't meet physically, but we meet virtually and we talk to each other. We are more free to each other now. And we also play games after school hours or talk about the lessons after school hours. But I guess when we are in the physical or traditional schools, we also talk to each other while in a phone from our own home. It's the same as there, but the difference is I'm from a different country and they're from a different country. But this actually means a lot because online schools are bringing people from all around the world all together to make more connected to each other, to mankind, which is also really a great initiative.
Wow, you are connected among the different countries and you are just finding out so many things about the respective countries that people are living in, right? You are sharing also about that. I would invite you now, Naif, to talk a little bit about yourself, how old you are, because you look so grown up, right? But I think it's important for people who are listening to this or watching this to just understand a little bit of who you are, and a little bit of about your interests and about the projects that you have been doing so far already, because you've been doing so many different things already, and after just 2.5 months of school, you have created, produced, elaborated on so many different aspects, and I would like you to share that with the community. But first and foremost, I would like to understand that people see, how young you are. So please, Naive, tell a little bit about yourself.
Um, I'm Naif Khan from Bangladesh and I'm 13 years old. And I'm also going to school beyond limitations. I'm here for more than 2.5 months, as Martina said, and I'm currently working with different projects, which is true, and these projects are really, really interesting. These projects are all about the things that we need to know, like about the world politics, about the like how can we connect mankind together instead of dividing them into groups, and many other interesting projects in mathematics. Also on science, today we had a great presentation on genetics project, and yeah, it's been going really cool with the projects and also other creative things. So I have interest in 5 things like cooking, playing cricket, writing, being a teacher, and help people, which is my first and foremost duty.
And
So Yeah.
And let's talk about helping people, because you've been very proactive with regards to that, and you have found it together with other people in your home city, right? You founded a foundation. Would you like to talk us through that? And that's also been created recently. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, before more than 3 months, I had a good conversation with one of my friend's teacher about creating an organization that will help the orphans by providing them food. That was our first project target, and yeah, and we made it. Now we are currently working with that organization, and every day we are trying to help more than 10 orphans, and day by day the numbers are increasing as we get more funds, and it's been going really well with the organization. It feels so good to me when I help people, because there's a lot of homeless people and near me, which I feel so bad for them, and also I feel so emotional. That's why I wanted to make something that can change the society, and changing the society can change a country. And I believe the changing country will change the world. So in this way, if we think, then I guess we all should help people if it, how much we can. And I've opened this organization to help the homeless people also, but also to make build home for them, and probably we can make it together.
Well, and Naif, on top of what you are just saying right now, and I think this is just fabulous what you have been creating and what you're working on. You also bring all your, projects into the school context, and your peers and your teacher mentors and I myself, we learn from that, and out of that we get inspired to do more, and even more diverse, projects, and you infuse this kind of idea into others as well, which is great. And you talked also before about the genetics project, which is also something very extraordinary taking place, because it's been done by some of your peers, right? And what happens, and this is something maybe which is also kind of different and unique about School Beyond Limitations, is that our students turn into experts in their fields. Would you like to tell us a little bit about this aspect of learning?
Yeah. So here also sometimes we make our own project, and we become a teacher and share it to the peers and also to our teachers who are in the class. So this week we had a project on genetics, which some of my peers made it together, and I appreciate them. This was really cool project that they worked on, and it was a really good presentation. So in this way, we keep going with our projects and making our own mini lessons, which is also very good, very good thing to being a student.
And you were also talking before about, feeling seen as an individual student. It's so personalized. And the mentor, you also talked about the mentor lessons, right? With your own personal mentor. How valuable do you see, or do you think is this personalized approach to learning? And how valuable are these weekly mentor sessions that you share with your teacher mentor on a weekly basis?
So personalized learning is really important to me, because we will definitely want to do what things we have interest on personally. So like if we have interest in writing things, we keep on writing. If we have interest in playing, we keep playing. But it is only possible. I'm getting the opportunity only in this school. I guess there's a lot of school, but this school is the only school that I've been, and it's been super great that I'm fulfilling like all of my dreams. And before I couldn't get time to play cricket, but now after being admitted to the school, I'm also getting the opportunity to play cricket. And about the mental lesson, yeah, per weekly, if we are having one mentor lesson, then we can share the total week's recap to our mentor and also share some more interesting and also inspiring things that we've done in the week to them, and also so they can, we can say, track our, like, where we are, what we need to improve, and what we are good at, so they can also give a feedback to us. So it's a really good option to do, like the mental lesson.
So there is a lot of space for reflection, right? And feedback and reflection as well. How do you value the moments of feedback and the moments of reflection that, the space that is given to that during lessons, but also during mentor lessons or sessions? How would you say it?
Um, Getting feedback from others is really good because you know what we are weak at, or what we should improve, or what we did good, and it also feels good, and you feel, and you, if you're appreciated, you always feel good and also motivated. So you go for that work more and more and try to find out your mistakes more, and in this way you learn in a good shape. So I guess getting feedback is really, really important.
And this leads me to something that you have also thought of very deeply in a few weeks ago, I think it was, because you were talking about mistakes before, right? And there was the notion of failure. Remember that we had this kind of reflection on what actually means failure and success. So would you like to share that with the community out there, with the people who are watching? What is failure meant to be, or how do we look at failure? How do you look at failure, and how do you look at success?
Yes, so definitely to me, the word fail means for all intelligent learners. So if we see fail in a good way, in a positive way, then that's gonna be helping to your, that will help you in your life. So failure is something which we should always look positively. You can learn your mistakes from there, and failure is just the beginning of every journey and the mother of all success. So yeah, failing at the first step is the opportunity to get successful.
That's such a profound thinking. And thank you for that. And thank you for the infusion of such insightful thoughts to the community as well. Naif, if you had to describe School Beyond Limitations to somebody else, how would you describe it?
So at first I'll start with an example. So teachers here are at the peak of a mountain and we're still the climbers. So I guess the teachers are the helpers. They're gonna help us to climb to the top of the mountain, and we need to struggle by ourselves. So I'll always start with this example, and then I'll say this is a personalized based learning. By learning in this school, you can fulfill all your wishes, all your dreams. You'll get the opportunity. You'll also be get the space to share your thoughts, share your writings, or share your anything freely with the peers and the teachers, and you can actually get the proper meaning of education. Because nowadays in the like in the traditional schools, we don't actually being appreciated for maybe drawing something, or we don't get appreciated for playing good at field, but we are appreciated when we get good grades, which also demotivates the good talent students. But in this school, we appreciate everyone, every unique talents. So in this school, if you read, then you'll be really successful for sure.
Wow, Naif, this is just like balsam, kind for my soul, because you are speaking out from your heart. And it's amazing to see how, each and everyone is developing, and also how to look at your diverse talents. You are a really talented painter, you are a talented author, you're writing stories as much as writing poetry, right? And you are talented also in technology, you know. And I maybe you could also very quickly just talk us through the project where you created this machine, this noise avoidance machine. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So during one week, I shared one video with one of my teacher about a noise cancelling machine that was built by someone, and it was really cool. So we had a conversation that why don't we make it at our home? So I said that okay, then I can give it a try. Then later at home, I saw saw sorry saw some YouTube videos and also taught something by myself. And later I made something, but I haven't thought that this will work. Then later I just put it over one speaker and just volumed it in a full way, in a full sound. Then I just measured the the sound effects of after and before, and it reduces more than 75 to 76% sound when I put the device onto the speaker.
Wow, incredible. And Naif, you just did it. And you talked to your teacher mentor, you talked to your teacher, and out of this sharing, you generated and created yourself this machine. This is amazing. Well done. You are full of inspiration, Naif. And I would say, before we come to a closure, I just wanted to say to everyone, we have 3 screens now open, and this has a reason. The reason is that Naif at the other side does have a laptop, but his camera is not working on the laptop, and that's why he's using 2 devices in order to be seen also in the context, right? And so he's got the mobile phone and the laptop, and this was one of the requirements to join School Beyond Limitations, because that's something we also have agreements, and one of our agreements says we want to be seen. Each person virtually needs to understand that we are kind of in one classroom, and if we were in a physical classroom we would see each other as well, right? So this is one of the agreements. How do you see, Naif, the agreements? How important do you think are these agreements?
So we have 12 agreements, and I guess all agreements should be agreed because I haven't found anything which we shouldn't agree on, because all these agreements are basically needed to be in an online class, to make it more realistic, to make it like we are like together in one single class. So I'll say yeah, all 12 agreements are also important.
Excellent. Thank you. And just let's come to a conclusion now, Naif. And I'm really grateful to you that you made this time to talk to me and to be so courageous. You're so young and you're so courageous to talk to the outside world about your experiences at School Beyond Limitations. This is amazing. What would you tell people who are watching this now, who may not be completely yet convinced about what we are doing? Is there anything you could share with them so that they would maybe unknot the last, untie the last knot that they may have in their thinking? What would that be?
So I'll repeat the things again. That is, if you are if you are studious or if you're not studious, just get admitted to this school, just because you will be always appreciated on which talent you have, and you will always be seen and given and proper attention on what you have. And if you don't like, for example, if you don't have anything, they will improve your skills to make it to the next level. So this school is probably the best one to get skilled for. So I'll just suggest one thing, that if you get admitted to this school, you will surely get successful. success in your life.
Wow, Nayeef, there's nothing I shall add here. I think that's just the best conclusion ever. Thank you so much, Nayeef, for your time. And everyone who's watching this, if you feel inspired by what Nayeef just shared with you, and if you think this may be the right context for your child, because your child needs to be seen and should be in a field of all of possibilities and of potential, then just get in touch. First of all, read what we have on our website. And then secondly, if you would like to go a step further, get in touch with us and we will find out whether this is the right fit for you. Yeah. Thank you for being there. And thank you, Nayeef, again for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling me.
At School Beyond Limitations, we support our students find their unique essence. Feel free to share the content of this podcast with other parents. We are here to show that your children can, indeed, bring their unique essence into life. So, reach out to us if you think that this is what you'd like your daughter, your son to experience, or apply through our website. Also, leave your comments, your questions, or your review about the podcast. Share it with others. And as you know, sharing is caring.